Hello everyone, welcome to the Student Engineering Design channel where we're going to go over how to use CAD to design parts for manufacturing. Today we're going to go over the very basics of the basics using SolidWorks version 2025. What we're going to do is we're going to start with a new part by clicking this, new part, OK. And you're greeted with this, a white screen, all the options that you can do over here on the top, modeling, features, sketches, and other things that you add, and your feature manager down the side. In your feature manager, you have your three principal planes and your point of origin. Over here, you have your units of measurements that you are using, currently set to inch, pounds, and seconds. Let's switch it to meters. We're going to start by creating a sketch and extruding it, and then I'll show you how to navigate and move around the object that you're creating. So to create a sketch, you're going to go to Sketch, and you're going to click it, and it'll give you an option of which plane to do it on. We'll do the top plane. Once you're in the sketch mode, you'll know that you're in the sketch mode when all of these are highlighted and you have this X and exit over here. And this will be over here as well. You'll see sketch 1. We're going to make a square or a rectangle, and we're going to dimension this by clicking Smart Dimension. We'll set this to 1, click Enter, set this to 0.5, click Enter. Quick note, you can double click on it and edit this, and we can change it to 0.75. Enter. And we will exit. So now we have this sketch. Next thing we're going to do is extrude it. I can extrude it since I exited the sketch mode. You don't see this X over here anymore. I'll go to my features, click extrude, and I'll give it a dimension of 0.25. I'll cover this more in detail in the next tutorial. But now you click enter and we have a box over here. To scroll and move around this box, there's a few ways. So zoom in and zoom out is just using your scroller. But if you press down on your scroller on your mouse, you'll be able to rotate your object. There's a few other ways to see various faces of your object, and that's by hitting the spacebar. You can set to which face you want to see it. And you can also use the scroller and navigate with your spacebar to go to the face that you want to see. Another option is by clicking on a certain face and pressing Ctrl 8, and that will set you to be at the normal view of that face. A few more ways is by clicking your left button, and you have a few more options here. You can pan, you can rotate view, which is also just clicking down on your scroller, and you can roll view. You can go back to select. A few other things I will show you is the measurement tool and setting your own hotkeys. So using the measurement tool, it will be located under Evaluate and Measure. And this tool just lets you view the dimensions of the part that you're making or viewing. You can view the area, or let's say we delete this. You can also view the length of certain corners. There. Now, an easier way to do this so you don't have to go to evaluate and click on this, is by using hotkeys. You can view your hotkeys and set your own hotkeys under the Options Customization menu. You go to Keyboard, and when you're set on all commands, you can search for this measure command, MEA. And you can set your hotkey shortcut over here. It's as simple as clicking it and just writing what you want. I'm setting mine to M. I've also set my smart dimension that we used earlier to D. And I'll show you both of these. So now when I press M, I can measure again. And to show you the smart dimension, I'll do that by editing the sketch. How do we edit the sketch? Well, we go back to the feature tree and we see that the sketch is hidden under the extrude options that we did. We can click on it, we can double click on it, we can left click and do edit sketch, and we're now greeted back to the sketch that we created. Now let's say I delete this dimension. Just by pressing D from my hotkey, I can bring up the dimension tool again and dimension it again. So if I did want to change this dimension to 1.5, I can do so here. I can exit, and that now changed the feature that we've done, which is the extrude. The last thing I'll show you is that you can actually name the features and the sketches that you're working on. So let's say that this is X1, and let's rename the sketch to be the base sketch. There we go. That was as simple as just double clicking it slowly. And I'll leave it off here. In the next tutorial, we'll go over slightly more complex shapes, more sketch options, and more features. Thank you.